Last hour, of course, we focused in on what happened individually with our area girls and boys wrestling. This hour, we'll focus in on basketball and bowling. But again, you can find all of last night's results with our full results and recap stories on the Brinks Exterior Sports Report at sports.1380kcim.com. We'll start with girls basketball. IK Manning rallying from down 11 in the second half to beat Panorama 57-53. Anna Stengel, 26 points to go with 3 assists and 3 steals. Keegan Ascheid, 19 points to go with 8 rebounds and 2 steals. Coon Rapids Bayard knocks off Woodward Granger 46-30. Anna Hart, 17 points to go with 4 assists and 6 steals. It was Malia Kleberg with 11 points to go with 5 steals. On the boys' side of things, Coon Rapids Bayard down Woodward Granger 69-46. Cal Hayden, 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. It was also Gavin Heiderscheit with 13 points to go with 3 rebounds and a couple assists. And IK Manning cruises by Panorama 73-47. Brock Kuzel, 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in the ballgame. It was Wyatt Danner as well with 6 points to go with 7 rebounds and 5 steals. Moving over now to girls bowling. Carroll was at Greene County. The Tigers would fall 1,599 pins to 1,501. Morgan Williams, though, led all scorers with a 311. Jenny Villanueva bowled a 206 for Carroll. On the boys' side of things, Tigers also falling to Greene County on the road, 3,019 pins to 2,760. Cody Bauer bowled a 412 on the day. It was also Ethan Heisterkamp bowling a 417. In wrestling action, it was Audubon and Kemper girls down at the trainer tournament. Kemper won it with 133.5 points. Audubon would finish in 6th with 65 points. On the boys' side of things, it was all duels last night. Carroll, Pleasant Valley, and Webster City were at Boone. Carroll lost to Boone 54-30. They would fall to Pleasant Valley 54-21 and fall to Webster City as well 39-32. Audubon and Loma were at AHSD Avoca Walnut. It was Audubon beating AHSD Avoca Walnut 62-6. The Wheelers, though, fell to Loma 52-29. Coon Rapids Bayard, Southeast Valley, and Panorama are Manson, Northwest Webster. Coon Rapids Bayard beat Panorama 53-24. They knocked off Manson, Northwest Webster 44-34 and down at Southeast Valley 66-18. And Esac County hosted Westwood, Ridgeview, and MMCRU. The Raiders would beat MMCRU 53-24. They fell to Ridgeview 73-6 and lost as well to Westwood by a final of 70-12. NFL football, Detroit over Dallas last night, 44-30. And an NCAA women's volleyball tournament action. It was Colorado beating American 3-0. Baylor edges Arkansas State 3-2. Miami of Florida over Tulsa 3-1. UCLA slides by Georgia Tech 3-2. Indiana over Toledo 3-0. It was North Carolina beating UTEP 3-1. Tennessee knocked off Utah State, or loses, I should say, to Utah State 3-2. That was an upset. UNI gets a reverse sweep as they beat Utah 3-2. Congratulations goes out to Kim McCaffrey Davis, of course, an assistant coach at UNI. Purdue beats Wright State 3-0. Kentucky sweeps Wofford 3-0. It was Kansas over High Point 3-0. Wisconsin sweeps by Eastern Illinois 3-0. It was Cal Poly upending BYU 3-2. Creighton knocks off at Northern Colorado 3-2. Arizona State over Coppin State 3-0. And Southern Cal, South California, beat Princeton as well by a final of 3-0. Local sports on the schedule for you tonight in wrestling. Kemper boys going to the Humboldt tournament. That'll start at 4:30. Other games in basketball tonight. Audubon boys go to Trainer. Doubleheader games, girl and boy doubleheaders. IK Manning will be at Riverside. South Central Calhoun at Esac. And Peyton Chernan at Coon Rapids Bayard. All those starting at 6 o'clock. Exira and Kimballton girls are at Boyer Valley tonight. Now our 3 broadcast games all will start with pregame at around 5:45, 5:50 with the tip-off of the girls' games at 6 o'clock. We've got Carroll hosting Carlisle on KCIM with KC Miners. Kemper entertaining Denison Schleswig on Kick with Mason Nealon. And Arweva home to Glidden Ralston. That's on 93.7 KCRL and the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. That'll get it over again tonight with Nick Brinks on the broadcast there. Calling all area schools, businesses, teams, and organizations. You can count on Outlaw Signs, Graphics, and Apparel in Carroll for all your promotional clothing and promotional items. Call them today at 712-775-2599 and see how they can take your logo to the next level. Outlaw Graphics Regional Athletes of the Week this week. Macy Rasmussen from the Audubon girls wrestling team went 5-0 with all 5 wins by fall. And Cal Hayden from the Coon Rapids Bayard boys basketball team averaged 32 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists in their 2 wins this week. That's sports here on the CB Sports Network. I'm Jeff Blankman reporting.